Hello and welcome to the first episode and last episode of Hunger Games Mythology Edition. Today I will be discussing the role of myth as an inspiration for the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games contains many elements that are seen in classical myths such as tyrannical rulers and conflicts between the people and the government. Classical myths influence the creation of the Hunger Games. The myth Theseus and the Minotaur has the strongest influence because it contains nearly the same aspects that the Hunger Games have, which are tyrannical ruler, strong hero, and a fighting arena. Here is a quick summary of the myth. Athens, a city-state in Greece, is forced to send 7 boys and 7 girls to the labyrinth where the Minotaur lives every year to be killed by the Minotaur. The son of the king of Athens, Theseus, volunteered to slay the beast. He promised his father to put up either a white flag to show he was alive or to put up a black flag to show he had died. After his fight with the Minotaur, Theseus had won and forgot to put up the white flag on his returning journey. So his father thought he had died, so in grief, the king killed himself by jumping into the sea, which was later named the Aegean Sea because of him. So that was the summary of Theseus and the Minotaur. So how does the story of Theseus relate to the Hunger Games? Well, like the myth, the Hunger Games requires a certain amount of boys and girls from. Then, in the Hunger Games, Katniss volunteers to join the games, just like Theseus volunteered to slay the beast. Lastly, the reason for the labyrinth in the myth and the reason for the games in the novel were because of a past war, and the government that are now in power are using the killings of youth as a way to strike fear into citizens so no rebellion or war will happen again. Furthermore, Theseus had some help during his journey. He was aided by Ariadne, whom gave each district to be chosen to fight in a labyrinth-like place. Similar to Theseus, Katniss also had help in the games. Rue helped Katniss realize the things that she had not paid much attention to, like the tracker jackers over her head and the love Peeta has for her. Also, Katniss received help from Peeta in the games, because Peeta brought Katniss hope and sponsors. Without Rue and Peeta, Katniss would have had a harder time in the games because her protection and love for Rue led to Thresh saving Katniss's life, and the love story between Peeta and Katniss allowed for a more likable appearance for Katniss to sponsors that gained her supplies needed to survive. Another question, why is Katniss considered as a modern Theseus? In relation to the hero's journey, Theseus and Katniss's journeys are practically the same, just in different time periods. For example, both heroes called to adventure are then volunteering for the danger ahead. Soon enough, Katniss and Theseus each volunteer for the tribute. Katniss wants only to save her sister, while Theseus hopes to break the strength of their oppressor. Therefore, both heroes' main reason for volunteering is to save those they care for most, whether it is a sibling or the people they will one day be the ruler of. Also, their innermost cave part of the journey are practically identical, because Theseus enters the labyrinth and Katniss enters the arena, which is basically a labyrinth. The societies in the myth Theseus and the Hunger Games similar. In the myth, Athens sends the tributes to Crete in order to stop conflicts with King Minos. Therefore, Snow and Minos are similar because they use tributes as a way to strike fear into their opponent's eyes so that war or rebellion won't occur. The districts and Athens are similar because they are both being forced into giving tributes because they are not strong enough yet to overthrow their powerful rulers. In conclusion, the Hunger Games were inspired by the story of Theseus. Collins basically modernized the classical Greek myth by interpreting new technologies and modern social norms into her story. More similarities seen between the myth and novel included the upbringing of both heroes. Even though Theseus was the son of a king, he lived with his mother on the farmlands of the country and were not very wealthy. Similarly, Katniss also lived in a rural area where her district was not very wealthy too. Therefore, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins was a modernized version of the myth Theseus.